let a few more people in. Welcome to Total Transformation Thursday, where we get to talk about organic superfood nutrition, all things healthy. And tonight, my name is Nirankar, and I'm delighted to be spearheading our effort tonight. We are going to be focusing on powerful nutrition for busy lives. And I'm gonna make sure there's muting happening. Cool. Beautiful. So if you're new to our community, then I want to introduce you to our team, to our community effort here when it comes to this total transformation. We are supporting each other in our own health transformation and in our own wealth transformation. And so what you can expect tonight is for the first half hour, we'll talk about the products, these superfood products that have really up-leveled certainly my own health and those of us that will be speaking tonight about our own experience, and specifically tonight about how they fit into a really busy life and what makes this protocol in and of itself, or these products, so versatile for really busy mamas, really busy business owners, and really business people in general. And we are focusing, this total transformation, we tend to fall into a protocol that is the ultimate lifestyle transformation. And so if you're new to this or you're curious about this, please, if there are any questions come up, then whoever invited you here, please connect with them after. And so I'm going to jump right in to say that I am delighted to represent this more beyond organic group of products that have weaved into my life in a way that I can grab and go. I can really feel their presence as a foundation for my vibrant health and in whatever I'm doing, whether I'm traveling, whether I'm caring for others, whether I'm home caring for myself, whether I'm busy holding a number of things in the air. This, whether I decided at any point, so just to back up a little bit, I've been personally involved with this community and taking these products for about a year and a half. And whether I've chosen to participate in a month-long ultimate lifestyle transformation, or whether I've participated in what we call the core four, which is either 4 products or an addition of a 5th set of products, and I can fit them into whatever I'm doing. And I have to tell you that I have experienced, whether it's detox cleanses or, I wouldn't say diets, that's not really been my history, but certainly these periods of time where I've wanted to really shed some things that I'm holding on to. And protocol in and of itself has been the easiest, gentlest cleanse or detox or nutritional reset that I've personally ever experienced. And I've also loved how they can fit in to my busy lifestyle. So we get together each Thursday night to welcome you and to answer any questions and to invite any curiosity around what we have here. We represent a very heartfelt company that as I said, was beyond organic. These products are grown in regenerative soil. They are wind dried, so they are not heated to maintain their level of nutrition. They are produced by the owner, by the farming and the system, that the mission is actually to relieve human suffering. So relieving human suffering through not just the suffering that comes from not having access to amazing food and being able um, to support yourself in that way, nourish yourself deeply in that way. But also, the second half hour of this call will be about how to also transform your wealth using these products. So, without further ado, I have some amazing guests with me that are on my team personally here in New Hampshire. It's kind of weird that we're here on Zoom because they just live, some of them a stone's throw away and the other not too far away. And I'm delighted that they're in my community, that they support me in all kinds of ways, not just here with these superfoods, but in um, in friendship and in community and in sisterhood. And so I would love to first introduce Heather Stickney. And Heather and I have known each other for a number of years. We have joined forces in this superfood realm just maybe about a year ago, Heather, something like that. And I find Heather's support in all areas of my life such a foundation for me. She's just a rock. She's a very business woman, a busy business woman. She is a mama of two sweet doggies and just has so much vibrancy and so much to offer the world. And so, Heather, I would love for you to just share what these products have been like in your busy life.
Thank you so much, Nirankar. And yes, I feel the same about our relationship. So thank you for that introduction. It was really beautiful. And I do have a very busy life. And for a long time in my life, would go very long periods of time without nourishing myself and was on the go. And the work I do in the world outside of being able to bring these nourishing superfoods to myself and people that I care deeply for, I also am an integral life coach. So I work with women in transformation, and I also work in the end of life world. So I'm holding lots of different emotions in any given moment of any day. So being present for me is something that's really important and vital to the people I interact with and the community that I'm in. So that being said, it felt important to say that because I would go long periods of time without nourishing myself. And then I would get really hungry and hangry, actually, and always reach for something that was maybe not exactly what my body was craving, but that was easy, or I perceived it as being easy. And it's been a little over a year since I started taking the Purium protocol, and I felt a difference right away. I felt like I wasn't hungry in between meals. I felt satisfied. I have an underlying kind of inflammatory history, and that has shifted, and it's shifted in a really dramatic way for me. So I'm able to be more active. I'm able to live the life that I really want. And I attribute a lot of that to the superfoods and experimenting with the protocol of the ULT, but also the Core 4, and really adding some of the other additional products that I've come to deeply in love with, like the carrot juice and the biofruit. Anyway, I could talk about it for hours. And I was recently in the middle of nowhere in Idaho, and one of my priorities was to bring my superfoods. And I wasn't sure how that was going to weave in, because we were really living off the land and living vicariously through the food that was being prepared for us. So it was really important for me to know that I had access to the superfoods. And in my normal life outside of this trip, I typically would wait a few hours to have my first shake of the day, and would do the aminos in the morning and the biomedic, and then I would wait several hours before. And I did an experiment on this trip and started my day with a shake. And the shift that I felt was, I just felt so deeply nourished, and I felt like I was able to then make really clear choices throughout the day. And I have continued to do that. And so now I make my first shake before I even leave my house in the morning. And I sometimes am drinking it in the car, to be quite honest, if I have an early morning appointment. So that like grab and go is definitely something I truly appreciate. And I'm not looking for a Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks or, the coffee shop that has the really good, like, spinach Danish that I might have chosen in the past, that I know that my body doesn't love and doesn't fuel my body in the same way. So that is some of what Purium's products have brought to me, and the alignment that I feel with how they're prepared and how they're nurturing the relationships with the farmers who are growing the products. I'm a big believer that everyone should have access to amazing nutrition, and we don't always have that. So I feel like these products are really a solution to a prayer that I was saying for a long time. Like, how do I have, I try very hard to eat very clean. I've been dedicated to eating organic for probably over a decade now, maybe even close to 2 decades. But still, sometimes the nourishment that I was feeling from the food that I was getting at the grocery store, it didn't feel as vibrant. It didn't feel as full of life as I had wanted. So this protocol and these products have definitely added to my life in a really beautiful way. So yeah. Thank you for letting me share. I love this. I love being in this community, the sisterhood, the like camaraderie, it's amazing. It's amazing. And I can feel how it's such a beautiful thing to be able to help impact or influence people's nutrition in this way. And that it doesn't have to be hard, and it tastes good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love it.
Heather, I love that. It doesn't have to be hard. Like, busy lives, we don't need anything else to be hard. And so I love so much of what you shared, particularly around that, the grab and go. It doesn't have to be hard. It makes your life easier and more vibrant at the same time. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Love it.
Glad you're here. And if you are hearing some, ULT core 4 types of things, you're like, what are they talking about? We will have a chance to talk a little bit about those today, but please get with the person who invited you here, and they will be able to explain all of what we're talking about. I want to make sure that you get to hear some stories first, and then you can talk about the nitty-gritty with the person that invited you. So I have another really special guest in my sisterhood community right here in New Hampshire that I would love for you to hear from. Her name is Lilliana, and Lilliana has brought so much to my life in terms of opening my eyes to the healing aspects of the divine feminine. She is an amazing abdominal therapist, and she is working with women in our community specifically to uplevel their health. And I'm so grateful that she's finding these products supportive, and I'd love for her to tell her story too. Thanks for being here, Liliana.
Thank you, Nirankar. It's wonderful to be here with everybody. And yeah, I had been looking for something to help me through the day. So I have two kids. I'm a busy single mom. And I had been struggling with some chronic fatigue issues for some time. Since my kids were really little, my kids are teens now. And I tried different things, and I wasn't a fan of shakes, but I was really curious when Nirankar brought it up to me. And I really was looking for some support, especially with my now very busy schedule in my practice, massage therapy, abdominal therapy, helping women, and coaching. And so what I would find is that in the middle of a busy day, if I needed to grab something to take to work with me or in between kids' activities, it would always be one of their snacks, which is usually granola bars or something like that, which I try to buy the healthy ones, but still it's a granola bar. And it wouldn't give me that energy that I needed, the boost. I would be tired at night every night. And so I was really looking for something that would help me eat better and help me with my energy levels. And so when I started trying the product, I started with the Power Shake, and then did the Core 4, which has the 4 different products. And I still continue to use that. I have been using it, I want to say, I'm newer to the products. It's been less than 6 months. But right away, I just noticed a difference. Within a month, my energy levels are up. I get up in the morning, I have my Power Shake in the morning and everything else. And my energy levels are like, I maintain my energy levels through the day. I have a sensible lunch. But if my lunch is a little bit later, it's okay. Like I don't, what used to happen to me is actually, as I was approaching perimenopause, and I'm in my perimenopause right now, I would get really bad headaches if I missed a meal. And that would happen a lot, again, with my busy schedule, running around with kids, heading to work every weekend around my kids' schedule. I would get these really bad headaches that would last like for a day and a half. It was really not fun to miss a meal. And so when I realized that about myself, I wouldn't miss a meal. But then for me to avoid missing meals, sometimes, again, it would be this quick snacky thing. And even if it was like an apple or something, it wasn't satiating and, again, drained at the end of the day. So as soon as I started taking the products within the month, I had the energy levels. I didn't have the headaches. I was satiated through the day. And the way I make my shake is I don't do it with just water. Although, Heather, that was interesting that you said you took your products camping, because I just did that too. And what I do camping, I don't make smoothies. I mix it with water, and it was perfect. And I can, it sustains me through the day. And yeah, I just continued my protocol, which was great, because I noticed that when I don't take the products, like when I ran out one time, my energy started to kind of dwindle again. So it's really fascinating. These foods are really, it's full of superfoods, it's super nutrients, right? So it's going to give you that burst of energy, and it's sustained through the day, which had been really, really great for me, because I really thought, that I was having this fatigue stuff going on. And then I tried to improve my diet, slowly started adding supplements. And even with the supplements, it was still like something was missing. And so I feel like this is what was missing in my life for me to kind of regain my vitality, not have the headaches, and just power through the day. So yeah, really grateful to Nirankar for introducing me. And as a massage therapist doing abdominal therapy, I talk about it to my clients. I have many clients with digestive issues. And so when I started hearing all of the stories about how it helps women with not just digestive issues, but with reproductive issues, I was like, wait a minute, this stuff helps with reproductive issues. That's when I really had to find out, what is this stuff? How is it working? And it's been really fascinating to experience it myself. And now I'm introducing it to my clients. So thank you all.
Thank you, Lilliana. So grateful to hear your voice in the collective here in the community. Really great. And I want to highlight a few things that Lilliana and Heather both said. They spoke to the convenience of travel. I know personally that if I have to travel, either whether it's in the summertime for pleasure with my family, or retreats, or whatever it is, that I get a little worried about how I can really feel good on the food, whether it's eating out all the time, whether it's traveling in airports, whatever it is. And that busy aspect, to be able to just mix with water these superfoods and have my body love them, then I can make such better choices. And if there's not a choice that feels right, I can say no. Like, I don't have to eat what's in front of me if I have these products with me. So I wanted to just speak to that and highlight what Lilliana and Heather both said about that, because that is a part of being a busy person, is having that reality. So, and Lilliana just helped segue into the second half of our call, which is really a bit about the business part of our opportunity here. So welcome, Samantha. Welcome to all of you who are if you're just jumping on. We've just heard some stories about more the health aspect of these products. And I want to speak really briefly about some of the phrases that were mentioned. There's the ultimate lifestyle transformation involves 5 main products. And so those 5 products are distributed throughout the day to help your body maintain its vitality. And so they both spoke to starting out your day with a certain number of products, and then you can bring, depending on what your commitment is, you can either stop there in the morning, or you can bring them into the rest of your day, into lunch, into dinner. And again, I'll say that it's not the best use of our time to really go into what these products do and why, although it's a passion of mine because I think they're brilliant. But I think to just say that if you get with the person that invited you, they can really help you learn about each of the products. Here, we want to just get to know you and have you get to know us. And so now we'll be actually transitioning this call into more of the business opportunity, because this is an opportunity to develop relationships. And I just want to share that I think Lilliana needs to jump off, and I think Heather may need to also jump off. So if I don't get to say goodbye, thanks so much for being here, and just go ahead. But the opportunity that we have to personally up-level our own health begins weave into our business sense, our professional sense, our vitality in the world, how we show up with our family, with our friends, with our community. And because I'll speak personally, because I'm well nourished, then I can show up differently for my family, differently for my friends, differently for my community. And in that showing up, then there's a noticing that happens. And so it's really very easy for me to share what's helping me feel better, because I know that it may possibly make someone else feel better. And so I'm just going to segue into my personal business story. I worked in the healthcare field for about 25 plus years. I was an exercise physiologist, a clinical background in that. So I loved working with people, on all kinds of people that were actually already on medicines, had already had heart problems, lung problems, diabetes, congestive heart failure, all kinds of things. And that was really my background. I was doing diagnostic tests on them, on treadmills, measuring their oxygen consumption. And I so wanted to help them each individually and really get to the bottom. They were further along than I realized. And so what I loved about that work was that I got to speak to so many people and get to learn their stories and get to hear what they were bringing to the hospital, to the medical setting. What I didn't like about that setting was that I really didn't feel like I could have any effect on what they were experiencing. It was so far gone, in terms of along their process. It was in a system that saw that the pharmaceutical companies were the answer to their problem, and it really didn't align with who I was. And so when I left that world, and gradually through the transition of another role, and then started to open my own health coaching business, and beginning to really feel how I could help women get a hold, or have an effect on their health sooner, then that was more aligned with who I was, and what I wanted to do in the world. But it was when I could teach these small classes and have one-on-one, it felt like, where were all the people? I really wanted that experience of being in a hospital setting. I was actually in a wellness center where I saw 200, 500 people a day some days. And I wanted so badly to have a broad effect out there on people's health, and specifically women. And so when Purium was introduced to me and I started personally taking the products, it wove so beautifully into what I was doing, because it helped me. I immediately saw the effect on my own health, my own energy level, my own clarity of mind, my own sleep, my own joint pain. Not that I had it. I there was a period of time where well, that's more of my health story. But so just to know that that is a part of my business story, because then I felt more present to my business, because I felt better about my energy level. So Purium was then, or these superfood protocols, this business wove so beautifully into my coaching business. I could then, when it was appropriate, when I felt like it was really going to help someone, I could really offer these products to them. And now I feel like there's no woman that I don't coach that couldn't use these products. I really have started to begin to weave it in my coaching that much. And so what we have here is an opportunity to develop the way the business works. Is Lilliana and Heather, for instance, are on my team. We work together. We support each other from a business standpoint. And so their clients become part of my team because they're part of my team. And so I have much more of an effect on the health of our community through them. And they have my support in their business as well. And so we support each other. It's like so precious to me. And so the way this works is when when the products begin to work for someone else, then that brings income into my business, and that also brings income into their business, and it helps us all rise. So the entire tide rises in our community. And there's no cap on how much I can make. I have complete time freedom. I have location freedom. And how much I make is dependent on how much I want to be seen, how much I want to grow, how much I want to be uncomfortable, and so it becomes this really beautiful opportunity for spiritual entrepreneurship, which I love, because I grow, and the products, because they're nourishing me on a deep level, from a digestive to a brain point, then as I grow, my business grows, because I'm willing to really put myself out there. And so I want to introduce some women that are here on this Zoom that are also experiencing the business benefits of the prosperity benefits of this business, and have you not only hear my story, but hear theirs. And then we can weave back in together, and then we can open it up for any questions. And again, if you have a specific question that we aren't able to answer today, I really welcome you to connect with whoever invited you and get there, and let them help you answer these questions and get some answers. So without further ado, I would love to introduce Kim. Kim and I have been what we call side by sisters for a number of months now. And that's the beauty of this community, is that we really do support each other, whether she's on my team, whether she's directly on my team or not, that we really hold each other up. And I have loved watching Kim's consistency and willingness to actually be uncomfortable and grow and learn. And so, Kim, I'd love to have you share your business story here.
There we go. Thank you, Nirankar. The feeling is very mutual. I'm also really enjoying watching you and everything that you bring to our wider team. Your compassion and caring comes through everything that you do on social media and in all of these Zooms. It's just so awesome to watch you. And one of the things that I love watching about you is your love of the great outdoors and nature. And I feel that we definitely have that in common. I love watching all your photos and your videos, and it's something that for me. Oh, hang on, sorry, my phone was just ringing. That Purim is enabling me to really connect with on a much deeper level, because I'm having that location freedom that you were just explaining about. So I became involved in the Purim products about 5 years ago, and they have enabled me to start getting involved with the health and wellness industry, which has been a dream of mine for 20, 25 years. I've always wanted to be able to start bringing my love of exercise and health to other people, but not really felt that I had the confidence or the experience or the backing to be able to do that. So, like I say, 5 years ago, I was introduced to Purium by a very dear friend of mine, Tal Kapoor, who is here on this Zoom today, through watching her transformation. And I then became inspired by her and started taking the products myself. Have incorporated those products into my daily routine every day pretty much for 5 years since then, and it's enabled me to get rid of a whole heap of gnarly problems that I had, such as type 2 diabetes, and just completely turn my health around. But it's been a much more deep journey for me, rather than just my health that has been transformed through this company. We actually all got on together quite well, and that we really enjoyed each other's company, even in a small space. And my daughter realised that she really liked online schooling, and my husband's company decided that they would not going to have a bricks and mortar. So we did lots of thinking and decided that we were going to get out of Los Angeles, which is where we were living at the time, and that we could pretty much go wherever we wanted. And we chose Puerto Rico, which is where we are now living. And around that same time, I was realizing that I really wanted to get back into work, that I didn't want to go back to the administrative and bookkeeping and accounting industry that I'd been involved with before. And so I went and spoke to Carl and said, okay, I'm ready to get involved with Purium now and become a brand partner. And the wonderful way that Purium works means that I could take that whole business community with me on our journey to Puerto Rico. So we moved here about a year ago, and it has been an incredibly successful and enjoyable and inspiring move. Since moving here, I've really focused on the incorporating the products in my life way more than I had before. I think I've just become incredibly consistent and really aware of my my health. Spin, which I never thought I would be able to do that. And TRX here, and all of a sudden I've been able to share what I've experienced with other people. It's the community that I have backing me here through Purium has confidence to share what I'm learning, and to get out there and tell other riders through the company is amazing. Wealth of knowledge in our small team is incredible, but then if you go further out from that into the wider team, there's some amazing business men and women who bring all sorts of skills and experience to us on all sorts of levels, and they're also compassionate and passionate about what they do and willing to share their knowledge on all sorts of levels with us, all for free, which is amazing. The business training that we received, you can do it wherever you are. Oh, hang on, can you not hear me?
You are breaking
Yeah, okay.
up a bit. It's kind of hard because we'll hear you and then we won't. So maybe just try and take your camera off for a second and see if we can hear you.
Okay, is that any better?
Oh, so far so good. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So where was I? Training. Yes. So there's a whole horde of amazing people that work for Purium who are all very good at sharing their knowledge. And the training structure is means that you can, if you're available to go to the training at that particular time, then it's great to be able to jump on and do it. But if you can't, then there's replays available. So recently I was traveling. I couldn't always jump onto all of the training Zooms as they came up, but it's meant that I can sit and watch the replays and then go to my upline and ask questions, or to the wider team. It feels incredibly good to be part of a company that mirrors so many of the.
It sounds like we may have lost you there, Kim.
Doing so, knowing that.
Yeah, I think we're losing you. Right? Can you hear me? So to just help wrap things up, yeah, it's we can feel the effects of your storm. So thank you so much for all that you have shared and all that you bring to this team, and that you keep going. And I think you were saying, please, if it feels like the storm is easing up, feel free to jump back in. But one thing Kim was mentioning, oh, there you are, is the training that we do together. And I think that was part of what thank you for highlighting that, because that is a big part of this business opportunity, is that if you are unsure of whether you are a businesswoman or a business person or an entrepreneur, then I assure you that if you know how to be you, then this is a business for you. It's really a business about showing who you are. And yeah, the tropical share. Because it is a business of relationships. So if you know how to be you and you're willing to share who you are, then that's all it takes. So Kim, is there more? I'm curious. I have a question for you. Is it okay if I ask you a question and see if we can get through that part? What were you doing for work prior to, way back when, prior to Purium?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I started off my working life back in London, and I worked as a bookkeeper originally, and I worked for two small companies in administration and bookkeeping. And then I moved to a big corporate company at their head office. And then in Sydney, I had my own accounting business where we trained and did the bookkeeping for lots of small businesses.
Wow. And so what did you like about bookkeeping and the business world?
I liked being able to help other people. I loved that I worked with a whole variety of different people in different industries, who were all very passionate about their own business, obviously, because it was their.
I think the tropical storm is going to get the best of us.
Sorry.
No reason to apologize. So I think, because I could ask you another question, but I'm not sure we'll hear the answer before 8 o'clock, maybe. I don't know. So because I think what I was just getting at is that for me, I've talked to other women, other people that have entered into this business, where it weaves so beautifully into who they are, and it can become an answer to a greater desire, to a larger dream. And so I think you shared a bit about how there was this dream, always a dream, to get into fitness and into wellness. And so I love that this is part of the answer to your dreams, and I think that that's what I've seen from others, that this can be, because it nourishes us so deeply, then it somehow weaves in and becomes the answer to a lot of dreams. So I love that. So I would love to open it up to any questions. Yes, it's very collaborative in nature. If you have any questions and would unmute, then please do so. The way this works is, if you, yes, it's the best. It's what do I say? Shoot, I just forgot. It's something on a compensation plan. What is it, Tall? It's a shoot. Anyway, I'll remember in a minute. It's business education, personal development with a compensation plan. That's right. Thank you. That's exactly what it feels like to me. So funny that I couldn't remember that. Um, but what I was about to say is, the way this works, if you're interested in the business, then you can join the business just by purchasing a pack, a certain qualifying pack, and the business comes right along with it. And the only requirement from that point on is to then maintain a small purchase each month, and that keeps your business active. And as Kim was suggesting, there are ways to grow your business through education, such as evenings like this. There's opportunities for you to bring people to whoever helped you, so that you are supported, and it's not just your voice in supporting others. You have a team behind you that can help you support others. And when people purchase using your discount code, so when you get the business, you get a discount code, which gives people that purchase any products either 25% off or $50 off their purchase, depending. And then they enter into your business. You get to support them. You get to hear how their journey is going. You get to run your business exactly the way you wish to run your business. And that's really the fun part about it. And the person who invited you can certainly share a part of the compensation, evidence that shows, what is possible with this business. There's a lot possible, depending on how much you're willing to share and grow and lean in and put yourself out there. So I think it's a beautiful opportunity, especially in this day and age when the uncertainty of working for someone else is real, that many families are experiencing financial hardship because they have been dependent on businesses that have not been able to necessarily be sustained by what's happening in our overall economy or our overall situation. This is a stable system, because there's no middle person. There's, you don't have to hold any of the inventory. The inventory is all held by someone else, but the security of and the trust that I feel in that someone else is really huge. I mean, I really trust the system. I've watched them jump through lots of hurdles. And yes, everyone needs to eat. And our food system is actually becoming more and more unstable. Not only more and more unstable, but we really don't know what kind of chemicals exist there, or what kind of nutrients and vitamins exist there. And so we actually have a solution, a business solution and a health solution, that is the answer to a lot of what's happening in our world. So I really encourage you to get with whoever invited you and discuss what's possible for you, and make sure they ask you what your dreams are, what your dreams for your health. Yeah. I'm actually outside on my back porch, so the crickets are like serenading us, and I don't really realize how loud they are until um so what was I saying? So get with whoever brought you here. And um, yeah, I thank you, Joe, for saying that that if you see people who are overfed, clearly overfed in a number of ways, but undernourished, that this is certainly a solution for them. So much love to you all. Anyone else wishing to come off mute and have anything to add to the circle, I welcome that. Any questions? Any last minute thoughts?
I'd like
Great.
to real quick and just say thank you so much to you, Nirankar, for hosting today's Zoom, to the incredible guests that shared. Really wonderful to hear from, of course, to my dear beautiful share, though we were a little bit chopped up, still beautiful. And just sort of remind those who are watching this replay, or really not so much remind, but sort of also tell people that the best thing I think about this business is that you don't have to be a fitness instructor or a health coach or have any background at all in nutrition. I'm one of those that had zero backgrounds in nutrition. Absolutely. I could have written the book for dummies. That's who they wrote it for, right? With me. So you can come from zero to hero in no time. We do that because we have so much fun in really connecting in our community. And to be able to do this as a side hustle, let's say, starting off as a part-time, and then growing it so much that it then replaces your current income so that you can release yourself. You can go into that retirement phase. And then you can work from anywhere in the world. I was just demonstrating. Just went to Panama not so long ago, and just had herself a little girls trip, and just working every now and then a couple of hours a day on her phone. Nirankar were off into the woods for a whole week, and so it's just really beautiful how we're able to support each other and have fun and live vicariously through each other. It's just it's nothing that I ever expected 5 years ago when I walked into this.
Yeah.
I was not expecting this. So I want to thank you all for your yeah, love it.
Thank you for your share, Tal. And you broke up a little bit. I'm not sure if I'm breaking up too. Perhaps it's out there in the ethers, but thank you so much for mentioning that you do not need to know anything about health and wellness to do this. Um, I love that some of our most successful people in this business are real estate agents, previous real estate agents. They're who knows. And so if you have the desire for residual income, you can make money while you sleep. Like, this is for you. It's really a beautiful process that way. And yes, I could be in the woods for a week and I still got a paycheck when I got back from this business, and I wasn't doing any work. And when I came back, things were happening and suddenly I could just jump right back in. So it's wonderful that way. Yeah, just so you know, we get paid actually every week, and then for the previous month we get paid on the 15th. So we have at least five paychecks a month if there are 4 Fridays and then the 15th. And that's really fun to have a paycheck every week. No. So And sometimes it ends up being twice a week and sometimes it's like 2 paychecks on a Friday. It's super fun. It really is an opportunity to have so much fun. Yeah, to play. And that's what I think works so well for me. All right, beautiful people. Well, thank you for your participation. Thanks for being here. And now not only the crickets, but my dog's serenading us. So much love and take care. Bye-bye.